welcome to the Sugar Spoon Kitchen. I'm here today to show you our cookie kits, how to use them, how easy they are, and how you can make gourmet cookies at home. So I'm going to start with the double chocolate gourmet cookie kit today, and these are chocolate cookies with chocolate chunks in them. They're absolutely delicious. They're almost like a brownie cookie, but they are so good. And if you've ever had those New York style cookies, you know that they're really big, ooey and gooey. So this is your kit. This is what it looks like. When you open it up, you'll have the directions in there on how to use your cookie kit, or you can follow along with this video. And you're going to get, each kit has 4 sheets of parchment paper, so we try to think of everything and make it very easy on you doing this at home. And so they line a 9 by 13 pan, so I'm going to go ahead and line mine. If you have a bigger pan, just use 2 of them on each pan. You're going to get a sugar blend in your pack, and you're going to get the flour and whatever special ingredients need to go in the kit are going to be in your flour pack more than likely. The New York style kits require you to use cold butter, and the mixing is a little bit different, so that's why it's really important, and I want to do the video just to show you guys how to actually mix and use these kits. So you're going to start out with this particular kit. All kits you will need butter and egg. I use unsalted butter, but by all means, if all you have is salted butter, you can use that too. You cube your butter into really small pieces like this, and for this particular recipe, it calls for 1 stick plus 3 tablespoons of another stick. So I've already got mine cubed up so we can do this video today, and it calls for 2 eggs, okay? Make sure your butter is cold for this recipe. So what we're gonna do starting out with this cookie kit is we're gonna place the butter in the bowl. You can do this on a stand mixer, you can do it with a hand mixer, and by all means, some people can do it by hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the butter in, and I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar blend in. And we're going to beat that together. We don't want to cream it. We just want to get the butter broken up and coated with the sugar really well. So we're going to do that. It's going to take probably 30 seconds to a minute to do that part. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's just broken up. It's not really creamed. Keep in mind, these cookie kits use a really high-end quality chocolate. So for this particular one, and all of our cookie kits, we use Callebaut chocolate, which is a Belgian chocolate, but this also has the Callebaut cocoa powder as well. So it's a very high fat, it's a 22-24% high fat cocoa butter, which also makes it really, really good. So now that we've got the butter and the sugars mixed together, we're gonna add the flour blend. So this is not like most recipes. Most of the time the egg goes in next. This recipe calls for the flour and the inclusions to go in, and then we'll add the eggs at the end. So we'll just pour that in. I started on low because I have a tendency to throw chocolate and chips and everything everywhere if I'm not careful. So then I just speed it up. This too will take about 30 seconds to a minute. So you're going to come out with a very, it's almost like a breadcrumb type dough because you haven't added your eggs yet. All right, so I just take my eggs, 2 eggs, and I just like to beat them with a fork just to kind of get them mixed up so that has a little less mixing on the mixer side with the ingredients. So we just pour these in and we mix until the dough comes together. All right, so the dough has started to come together and it looks really good. I'll show you what that looks like. So the dough started to come together. So now if you have a scoop and you want to use it, by all means go ahead, but you don't need any fancy equipment to do this. I have found that it's best to do this by hand because you want that rustic, thick cookie, and they bake up so beautifully when you're not squeezing them real hard and making them into hard balls. So I just kind of press it together. You're going to come up with a dough ball about that size, which is a big dough ball. If you have a scale, by all means use it. You're going to come up to about 4.2 ounces a piece. But if you don't have a scale, that's not a big deal, because basically you want to come out with 9 cookies. So I'm going to just set those on my pan. Now, if you're using a 9 by 13 cookie sheet, you're probably going to have to bake them. It's going to probably require you to have at least 3 pans, because about 3 of these will fit on a 9 by 13 cookie sheet. And these cookies, what's so good about these cookies is they're going to stay fresh for several days. And even after the first couple days, if you pop it in the microwave or pop it in your toaster oven just for a little bit, it's going to taste like you baked them all over again. So absolutely delicious. All right, so we're going to pop these in a 350 degree oven. They're going to take about 12 to 14 minutes. I start watching them at the 10-minute mark, just to kind of make sure they're not overcooked. You really want them to be just set and getting crispy on the outside, and still when you touch them they feel like they're gooey on the inside. And that way you can have them hot with a glass of milk and they're fabulous, or if you wait and let them cool down, they're going to still be ooey and gooey for a while. Absolutely delicious, and a large part of what makes these cookies so good is the quality of chocolate that's being used in them. It's actual chocolate, so it melts through the cookie, which makes them delicious. So we're going to come back in a few minutes and I'm going to show you what these cookies look like once you bake them. But these are great to do at home. These are great to do for a party. Great to do with your kids in the kitchen. So we're back in the kitchen. Wanted to show you what the double chocolate cookies turned out like. You can see them here, and as you can see, these are warm out of the oven, so this is how big they are. They're really big, thick cookies. When you break into them, that's what they look like on the inside. So you can easily share these cookies. You can put ice cream on them and have an awesome, fabulous dessert. These cookies look like this fresh out of the oven, and they'll continue to have this great texture for several days. These are really delicious, and like I said, you can pop them in the microwave for a few seconds and they'll come back to that melty chocolate ooey gooiness. All right, thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video, and check out my website, sugarspoonnc.com, to get your cookie kit.